Hello and welcome back to the course on Power BI. In the previous tutorial, we created this scatter plot, and today we're going to learn how to apply filters across multiple sheets, as well as how to combine sheets into, or how to combine charts into one sheet, onto one page. All right, so let's get started. So here we've got one chart on this page, then we've got another chart on this page, and let's say we want to apply a filter that should work across both of them. So a filter that should restrict the amount of rows going into this chart the same way as it restricts the amount of rows going to this chart. And so how do we normally apply a filter? Well, we click on the chart and then we scroll down, we look at the visual level filters, we add a filter into here. So let's say our filter is going to be by order date, right? And then we would just add it into here, and that way we would be able to select the dates which we want. We could go advanced filter and select dates. But as you can tell, it says visual level filters. So it's just a filter for this visualization. It won't affect any other visualization. So we're going to cancel that. And what we actually want to do is we want to apply a filter to either the page level filters. So that a filter like that will affect everything on this page, or even a report level filter. And that's the filter that will affect everything, or all of the charts on all of the pages in this Power BI report or workbook. And yeah, so that's how we're going to do it. And in order to create that filter, you don't even have to click on the chart itself. You can just click somewhere on this white space, and as you can see, you still have the page level filters and the report level filters, which makes sense. And so let's go ahead and drag order date into report level filters. And what we'll do here is here we'll just change this to advanced filtering, and let's say we want we only want items from 2011, right? So in our data set we've got quite a lot of years, so we want items from 2011, and we'll say so it starts is on or after, and here we'll say 2016. So let's just click on that, then we'll click 2011, January 2011, 1st of January 2011, midnight. And so then we'll keep this and condition, and then we'll say is on or before. Here we'll say click here again, 2011, December 31st, but here we want it 11:59 p.m. So let's just make sure it's still December 31st, 11:59 p.m. So on or before, and then we apply the filter. So as you can see, our data set here has changed. And if we go here, so has this data set changed as well? Well, how would we check that? Well, let's just delete the filter, or let's remove clear the filter. So you can see there's more dots, more points, and if we press Ctrl-Z now, return the filter back, you can see that it does apply. So basically this filter is now being applied to everything across all of our data sets, and it's kind of like in other tools such as Tableau, you would consider it kind of like a data source filter. So it basically filters all of the data that comes onto your report, so basically all the pages, and basically there's no chance for data to go through that filter if it's not supposed to, and you will never see those rows in your visualizations. But as you probably noticed, this whole process of applying a filter, especially a date filter, is quite tedious because you have to select the dates, and it's not as user-friendly as you would imagine, as you would expect it to be. And the reason for that is that in Power BI, filters are not that commonly used, right? So sometimes you would use them, but there are better ways to apply these restrictions on your data than just to use these report level filters or page level filters or even visualization level filters. And that just stems from the type of tool Power BI is and the way it's been created and the intention behind it. And we've actually already looked at one of these examples when we were creating slicers, and that's exactly what we're going to do now. Again, we're going to use a slicer, but this time we're going to put both of these charts onto one page. So let's go ahead and create a new page, and this is going to be quite interesting and even exciting to put these charts together, and how easy, like compared to other tools such as Tableau, you'll see that this is a very quick and intuitive way of creating this dashboard, and it's one of the advantages of Power BI. So I'm going to select this chart and then press Ctrl C on my keyboard to copy it. I'm going to just paste it into here and reduce the size. Now let's go to page 2, click here, copy, paste, again, reduce the size, maybe make it like this. So let's give it some room. Okay, so there we go. And maybe increase this one as well a bit. All right, now what do we want to do next is, add a slicer here. Right, so I'm going to, I'm going to remove this filter or order date, because we're going to recreate it in another way. And here I'm going to click on the white space and add a slicer. And now I'm just going to add this order date into our slicer. And there it is. That's as simple as it gets. And now if we want just the 2011 year, we just drag this back. And just change this to 31st, so we can actually select it here. There we go. So as simple as that. And that's all we had to do. And as you can see, this has been applied to both of these charts at the same time. Very, very straightforward, very easy to use, very user-friendly. And that's what I mean when I say that filters are not that commonly used. In some cases they are, but it's much easier just to add a slicer, especially if you can put these two charts onto the same page. And that is often the case because you're building a combined visualization that you want to analyze together on one page or at the same time, and it's the fastest way to approach it is to actually put it on the same page. And now just for fun, let's add another slicer. So click on the white space, click the slicer, and in this case let's add region. So this is the three different regions that we have. So we've got Central, as you can see, that's Central Europe, North Europe, and then South Europe, right? So pretty cool slicer. And now what we can do as well is we can go to Format, and then in General Orientation, change that to horizontal, so it actually looks like control buttons. And there we go, and you can actually remove the header from here, and then on your visualization it will look like control buttons, and you can just set them like that. As you can see, the visualization is moving around, so it's okay that your scatter plot is moving around. Or maybe that's also a problem, but let's start with the visualization. So how would we fix it? How would we not let it move around? Well, just go to Format, and then go to Map Controls, and then select Auto Zoom Off. And now when you change the scatter plot, it's not going to zoom in, so that's quite powerful. And let's try the same thing for our scatter plot. Here we're going to need to go to the x-axis, and we're going to have to fix it at a certain level. So in this case, we're going to have to fix it at 16,000. And then we're going to have to do the same for the y-axis. But here we're going to have to make sure that we've got a minimum and a maximum. So -4 to a maximum of 6,000. So -4,000. And you got to type quickly. So if you start typing the minus, slowly it will disappear. So you have to type in -4,000 very quickly. And then end is at 6,000. And there we go. So now when you select your different regions, even your scatter plot doesn't change. And as you can see, it looks pretty amazing. What's going on here. It looks like these circles are moving around, and then you can unselect and the number of circles increases. This is a very powerful visualization already. Again, you can change the date range if you like, increase the number of customers, number of orders in your data, and then just quickly control it like that. So as you can see, very, very intuitive and also very, very powerful visualization that we've created already, and you can derive insights from here. So understand, how the different distribution, how you have different distributions of customers, where they're more profitable, less profitable, which regions are performing better, and then drill into them separately and understand what actions need to be taken in separate regions, in separate countries, and in different groups of customers by their profitability. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial and picked up some new skills. I highly encourage you to practice those skills. So just before you proceed to the next tutorial, apply those skills. Try to create different slicers using different items and different columns available to you in the data set, and try combining different charts. Maybe add some more charts, maybe add a pie chart, add a donut chart, add a waterfall chart. See what you can add into this visualization and see what different slicers you can apply to make everything work seamlessly and even look even better than it is looking now. Because after all, learning these things and learning Power BI and mastering Power BI is all about practice, practice, practice. And we've covered quite a substantial amount of new features that you have the flexibility and freedom now to practice and explore the functionality of this wonderful tool. And I look forward to seeing you on the next tutorial. Until then, happy analyzing.